Deja Brew again. We have another beer review from 5 Barrels Brewing, all the way over in Wollongong. I keep wanting to say Wellington because I'm off there next week, and there'll be beer reviews done in Wellington, so that'll be fun. These guys are from Wollongong. I haven't really had many of their beers. I've seen them at beer shows, but I haven't really been able to sample their general fare, but I only hear good things. I know there's a food truck out front that one of my friends raves about, so if you are in the area, apparently it makes good burgers. It's not open all week, but give that a whirl. And they look like they're pretty local. As usual, there'll be nice little fun facts that just sort of distribute around here. What we've got from them is an organic hazy. So I'm really excited to see what taste that we get from that. Organic hazy or a New England IPA. I'm just going to get stuck in here. Really what I should be tasting here, and this is the difference between like a normal IPA or when you start to push through into your bitters, is that the bitterness from the hops shouldn't really be coming through. They extract it, they put it in the hops in a different area, so the bitterness of the hops doesn't come through, and you get more of those fruity notes. That's why they taste quite fruity. If you don't like that in a beer, then get something else. It's perfect. It's quite easy. Pretty wimpy can rip. When it comes to the color scale, it's getting more orange. It originally came out quite weedy, but this is actually... Oh, I'm a little bit excited about this. Oh no, like it definitely is a little bit more on the what I would call the weedier side of a hazy. We've got the Chalice of Destiny here, so we're very, very excited for this. It's one standard drink, so you should be able to drink a fair bit of it, and perfectly organic. So, which means no new plastic used. So there you go. If you're one of those recyclable peoples. That's good. Grain from regenerative farms and organic ingredients and low CO2 levels. So, I mean, that's cool. That's cool. So, if that is your thing, you want to be conscious about this environment. Hey, we've only got one planet, that sort of thing. That's a good selling point, right? And if you're like an oil baron that likes coal and stuff like that, well, there's tons of beers that are owned by like the Machine that can get you very excited. Or you can just drink some coal or some oil. Just like mix it up in a slurry and just knock that back. And they'll get you a good buzz too. You know, I think that's fine. There's beer for everyone is what I'm trying to say. It's fine if you want to recycle and do all that stuff. If you don't, maybe recycle. It's a pretty low bar. But like, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's for everyone. All right, let's get stuck in here. Ooh, okay. So I can definitely smell that this is a hazy, but it's on the lower side of things. It definitely doesn't have the alcohol properties. As I find with hazies, the more alcohol that seems to be in it, the more flavor that comes out of it. It's not always the case, but that's a general barometer. When you start to push through the high 4%, the low 5%, when you get into the 6%, you get a lot more fruity flavors, where here I'm probably still getting a little bit of the barley. I'm still getting some of the wheat, whichever form they use there. So you can definitely still smell that, but there's still definitely some citrus fruit. I'd say it's Citica or Circa or whatever that hop is. It's coming from that. It's definitely not a Galaxy hop, but that's what I'm getting at the moment. So let's just give this a sip. The head's mostly gone. It could have been in the pour. I always want to give them the benefit of the doubt. It could have been me, but probably wasn't. Okay. Things can be two things, so I want you to think about that before I sort of dive into this review. My cat is going nuts again. I don't know why she cares so much about these beer reviews. She was just chill before. The second I start talking into nothing, she's like, oh, stuff's going down. So, it's not bad. It is one standard drink. It's meant to be a much more easier drink than a hazy. This is where I have a bit of a problem in the current beer scene. For me, a hazy is a 1.6 standard drink. You get a lot of fruit flavors. It hits you everywhere, but it's become such a selling term that we've kind of made it into these different versions of it, right? Where we should probably start to call this maybe a different style of beer, maybe like an easy hazy or an easy. Those are the things that are starting to go around. And that's what this is. You don't get the full flavor profile of a hazy. However, if you were driving or you just wanted one or two and this is one standard drink, compared to a lot of the competitors on the market, it's pretty good. But when you compare it to other hazies, it's not. So I do have to sort of weigh that into my thinking here. Drinkability, 100%. Summer, I'm picturing a barbecue. You've got this bad boy, probably not in this weird chalice. You're talking with friends. What's that fruit I'm getting? Oh boy, I think it's a little bit more like, usually I get orange or citrus or mango. This I'm getting like a bit of mandarin. Like, I think that more chalkier citrus fruit. Not in a bad way, but that's really what I'm getting. The second sip was better than the first, I must admit. It's definitely got me in the mood. Yeah. It's definitely, summer drink. You're outside with friends. Maybe a really hot day in like WA, the misters are on. Sunday session, it's 3 in the afternoon. Fremantle Doctor hasn't really started to blow in yet. And you just need something just to cool off, and you don't want to get too buzzed because, you know, it's a hot day. Then this might be your go-to here. Like I said, it's not going to overwhelm you. It's not going to underwhelm you. It's just going to whelm you. It's a good beer, and I think there's definitely a place for these sort of beers. Out of all the easies that I've had, and I haven't had too many of them, this is probably right up there as one of the better ones. When you go into that easy IPA, easy hazy kind of route where, again, the alcohol is much less. So, what are my thoughts? It just feels like even if they pushed it to the 1.2 standard drinks and just gave it a touch bit more flavor, just a little bit more, it really would shoot it up in my book. And I think that's the thing, is that I'm wanting it to be almost something else where it's not that. So I've got to knock that out of my window here. But it's also my review, so I got to kind of do what I want here. So take that in mind when I give it a score, that if you are after, hey, I just want 1 or 2 beers, it's a nice hot day, but I still want some of that hazy flavor. Hazy's my favorite beer, but I just can't get to that level where hazy gets you. This is really, really good for that. In beers as a whole, it definitely fits. It creates a market, but I've had much more beers, and I've got to scale this towards other beers, not just beers in its section. So I'm going to give it a 63 out of 100. It might be a low score. Bear in mind, if you get a beer score that's 50, we live in this world where everything needs to be 5 stars. A beer score of 50 is average. And there are so many just beers that need to be average. It's not below average, it's just you are a beer. So I'm saying it's above that, but it's not quite really knocking the socks off me. But would I get it again? Yeah. Yeah, I would. For that exact scenarios that I sort of brought up. I just want 1 or 2. I'm at a barbecue. Might have to drive home after. I can responsibly drink, and I can still have a nice flavorful time while doing it. So probably if you're like comparing it to easy hazies, this would be a high 80s. It's just, I don't really love that style. I feel like it's definitely got a place, but it's just missing a few things for me. So that's the whole review. This is my second one. So if you made it this far, hit the subscribe button. You'll be the first one. I still don't have one yet. So that'll be fun. Otherwise, hit the like button. If you know someone else that likes beers, send it to them. I also do shorts for these things as well, so you might even be watching this in a short. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and cheers.